For nearly a decade, GTA 5 players hunted Mount Chiliad for a jetpack. They climbed it at 3 a.m. in thunderstorms. They photographed every glyph. They built spreadsheets. They were absolutely convinced. There was no jetpack. But what they actually found is stranger and more deliberate than the rumor that started it all. This is the story of the most famous mystery in any video game, the Mount Chiliad mural, and how Rockstar spent 10 years quietly watching the community look in the wrong places until pieces of the puzzle started slotting into place years after the game shipped, in updates nobody saw coming. Mount Chiliad sits at the northern edge of the GTA 5 map. It is the tallest peak in San Andreas, visible from across the state, a constant landmark in the southern skyline. Near the summit, there is a cable car platform with a viewing deck. And on the back wall of that platform, painted in red and yellow on weathered concrete, is the mural. The mural is small, stylized, almost graffiti-like. It shows 3 pyramids stacked vertically up the wall, an eye at the top, a single triangular eye that looks unmistakably like the symbol of the Epsilon program, the in-game cult. Above the eye, a UFO. Beneath the pyramids, 3 figures, a man swimming, a man flying through the air, and a Sasquatch. Around the figures on a rough sketch of the map are 5 glyph marks. Within hours of the game's launch on September 17, 2013, players had photographed it, traced it digitally, and uploaded it to Reddit. The subreddit r/Chiliad Mystery was created in the first week. The hunt was on. The community theory was that Rockstar had hidden something, a secret unlock, a final Easter egg, somewhere on the mountain. The first piece to crack was the numbers. Each of the 5 glyphs on the mural's map referenced a real location in San Andreas. Players matched them, climbed to each spot, and found something there. Another glyph carved or painted into rock, hidden in caves, painted on walls in remote canyons. The 5 glyphs each marked a different in-game Easter egg site. The mural was an index. Find the glyphs, find the secrets. Each site in turn held something: a UFO crash on a snowy peak, a drowned wreck off the coast with a sealed container, a dinosaur skeleton in the Grand Sonora Desert, a Sasquatch encounter near the foothills. Each one was clearly placed by Rockstar. Each one rewarded climbing, swimming, exploring. The mural was not lying. It was promising. The question was, what was the final reward at the top of the pyramid? And here is where it got weird. The eye at the top of the mural is identical to the symbol of Epsilon, the cult Michael DeSanta is forced to join during a side mission. The cult's leader, Chris Formage, talks about the craft cycle, about reaching enlightenment through suffering and donations. And critically, the Epsilon questline ends with you climbing Mount Chiliad, robes on, standing at the platform, staring at the mural. From there, the theories cascaded. The UFO above the eye, was it the answer? Players started reporting that under specific conditions, a UFO would appear over the mountain's summit. The conditions, supposedly, 3 a.m. in-game time, active thunderstorm, 100% completion save file. The reports were repeated, video recorded, debated for months. Stand at the summit, late enough into a thunderstorm, with a maxed save, and a UFO does appear. It hovers, it glows, it plays an audio loop. It does not land, it does not give you anything. After a few minutes, it disappears. For years, the community believed this UFO was a door, that the next step in the puzzle had not been activated yet. Theories proliferated. Maybe the UFO required an item from the glyph sites. Maybe it required a specific weather sequence. Maybe Rockstar would unlock the next phase in a future patch, like a slow-burn alternate reality game. Whole subreddits ran data mining operations, dug through game files, reverse-engineered scripts. The community even named the assumed final reward, the jetpack, the flying figure on the mural, the unreachable peak. It was wrong. There is no jetpack hidden on Mount Chiliad. There never was. The hunt continued so intensely that Rockstar developers were eventually asked about it directly, in interviews, by name. Their answer was always the same: a slight smile, a non-denial. The closest thing to confirmation came in 2017, when a writer admitted the jetpack imagery on the mural was a callback to San Andreas, where you could fly one. But the mural was not a lie. It was a layer cake of teases. and some of the layers were never meant to be solvable in the base game. Look at the structure again. 3 pyramids vertically, 3 figures, swimmer, flyer, Sasquatch. 3 protagonists in GTA 5, Michael, Trevor, Franklin. The first reading was that the mural described the game you had just finished. The second reading was that it described things still coming. And then GTA Online updates started doing something strange. The Doomsday Heist, added in 2017, ended with a flying sequence. The Cayo Perico Heist, added in 2020, was structured around a swimming infiltration. Sasquatch encounters appeared in standalone events and updates over the years. 3 pyramids, 3 pieces, 3 figures from the mural, eventually all activated, just spread across years of post-launch updates the community did not know to wait for. The most credible reading today is this. The Mount Chiliad mural was never a single puzzle with a single solution. It was a roadmap for the long tail of GTA 5. A way for Rockstar to commit publicly, in 2013, to themes and content beats they would deliver across a decade of online updates, without anyone realizing what they had promised. The hunt was the point. The fact that we never solved it cleanly was the point. It worked spectacularly. 12 years on, Mount Chiliad is still Googled hundreds of thousands of times a month. The mural is one of the most photographed objects in video game history. The subreddit still has weekly threads. The mystery outlived the launch cycle, the console generation, and several real-world recessions. It is by any reasonable measure the most successful piece of marketing terrain ever embedded in a single-player game. There are still loose threads. The eye is still not fully explained. The UFO still hovers and still does not land. And the meaning of the audio loop it plays has been debated for a decade with no consensus. Some pieces, deliberately, were left ambiguous so the community would keep talking. Rockstar wins either way. GTA 6 has not shown its mural yet. But there will be one. There always is. The question is whether Rockstar trolls us for another decade, or whether they have learned to drop the hints faster, to give the community a quicker payoff loop in an era of shorter attention spans. My guess, there will be a mural by week 1 of GTA 6's launch, and we will start hunting again. And we will be exactly as wrong as we were the first time.